Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Farmer George's Pepper Catalog. Today's featured pepper is the Shishito pepper. So let's get a closer look at it. This one's about half the size of the pepper I would typically pick. I think this is around 2 inches. They get to be about 4 inches. Shishito peppers originated in East Asia. I'm pretty sure Japan. I ordered some Shishito peppers online last year in 2018. Grew those out, saved the seeds, and the pepper you see today and the peppers you'll see in this video have all been grown from those seeds that I saved last year. Traditionally, Shishito peppers are eaten stir-fried. They're eaten in soups. In the West, we've really taken to having Shishito peppers as appetizers. What you do is you put them under the broiler in the oven and roast them up. Toss some sea salt on them, and you can dunk them in ranch or even some raspberry jelly. It's super, super good. I've never really used them as a hot sauce base or in powders or any other way than just roasting them. They're best eaten when they're green and they're crunchy. So in today's Pepper Catalog episode, I'm gonna take it to the plant next. We're gonna pick a bigger one of these. We're gonna dissect it, do a taste test, and over the course of the episode, I'll let you know everything that I know about these peppers. Before we go to the plant, please do me a favor, it really helps my channel. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and let's go head out to the plants. Okay, we're back out on the balcony, and here is the Shishito plant. I had 2 in here, but the other one was just producing really tiny pods, so I don't think it was a very great phenotype. On the other hand, this plant is producing some crazy nice pods. So when I save seeds, I mark it with a zip tie. This is the size of the Shishito pepper I like. Shishito is actually ripened red, so that's why you see this one to be red. And then this one is my pride and joy. It's about twice the size of diameter as the previous one. The widest looking Shishito I've ever seen. So I'm going to save seeds from this one and grow it out next year. I'll probably call it my Shishito Grande or my Shishito XL or something like that. But a little bit about the plant. The plant height, it's kind of stunted. There's a ghost pepper plant behind it that's kind of taken over. 2 ghost pepper plants. It's stretching out over here. It's an indeterminate variety, which means it can grow indeterminately like a vine, keeps growing and growing and growing. The plant needs about 6 to 8 hours of full sun. I planted these seeds on January 17th, 2019. Today is July 25th, so you can pick them when they're about, let's see if I can find a good one. This one's about 2 inches long. You want to pick them when they're 3 inches, probably a little bit more like this, and then you got about 3/4 of an inch in diameter. These seeds germinated in about 10 days. We have the typical white flower from Capsicum annuum, because that's what this plant is. The buds per node are 1 to 3 actually, so a pretty prolific plant, produces a lot of pods. So I would say about 3 to 4 months before you get your first pods that you actually want to eat. The reason this plant is short, it's about 18 to 24 inches tall, it's because they started pushing out pods when they were still in their double cups indoors, and towards the end of their indoor life, they just let the buds grow. So they focus their energy on producing pods rather than growing the plants. Like, you know, for example, these ghost peppers back here, they don't have any pods yet, but they have buds and flowers. If you want larger plants, don't let your plants bud up until they're outside, ready to go. That's just a little Farmer George tip. I'm gonna pick a pepper from this plant and then we'll go inside and taste it. Alright, so I picked a smaller one that I'm going to save seeds from, but this is just to give you a sense for what's in the inside. The pepper itself is about 2.5 inches. Typically Shishitos can get up to 3 inches total, so just imagine another 1/2 inch on this one. This one I would definitely pick and roast up. Anything smaller than this I would not pick. So let's go ahead and cut it up and see what the inside looks like. See that? It's nice and crunchy since we got it at the green stage. The walls on Shishitos are pretty small. They're pretty thin walled on the outside. That's why you want to pick them before they're red and they're ripe, because once they've been ripe for a little bit, they start to get really soft really fast. Let's go ahead and taste this thing. Okay, so we got the pepper. I'm just going to go ahead and taste this one. And then I have a special pepper. It's the Shishito Grande that I'm going to grow. These seeds won't be available until 2021, when I can grow these out again to make sure that this wasn't just a fluke on the plant. But look at the size of this shishito. It's about double the size and diameter as a regular shishito. So I'm going to first taste the regular green pepper raw and let you know how that tastes. And then we'll do the red one, take the seeds out first so I can save them. And I'll tell you a little bit about the difference. So here we go with the green pepper. Take off the stem, not worried about this one at all. You get about 1 in every 5 that'll have a little bit of heat. The heat in those, it's negligible. The Scoville heat units is about 50 to 250. So about 15 to 150 times milder than a jalapeno. So let's go for it. That was definitely a mild one. I didn't get any heat. Just a peppery flavor, nothing floral. A hint of sweetness, nothing crazy. That's why it's good when it's roasted. You expand on the flavors, especially with the salt. Alone, they're not that great. Not the best pepper to eat raw. All right, now for the big one. I've taken all the seeds out because I definitely want to grow this phenotype out again next year. And take off the stem. The reason you want to roast these when they're green is this is just a rubbery, see there's no break, it's not breaking, it's just really wavy and leathery. If you roast this, it just becomes soggy, slimy, especially when you add the salt that breaks down the skin even further. And they're not very appetizing. You need that crunch when you're crunching into a roasted green shishito pepper. So let's give this one a try. It's a big pepper, excuse me. That one carried a little bit of heat, a nice amount of heat actually. Nothing crazy, it's definitely not as hot as a jalapeno. The main differences between a red and a green shishito. First, the color, it's red versus green. Second, it's the sweetness. Develops a little bit more sweetness as it's ripened. You might get a little bit more heat out of the red ones. Not too sure about that. I know when you ripen up other varieties of peppers, they typically develop their heat. 4, you got a lot, the wall, the skin, the flesh is all very leathery in the red one compared to the green one. But I suggest just picking them when they're green. The good thing about shishito plants, when you pick them green, they just keep producing flowers, keep producing buds. I've had up to 6 harvests from one plant in a season, and it's awesome, especially in the summertime, especially if you want a nice little appetizer before dinner. Just go out and pick, I don't know, 10 to 20 shishito peppers. If you've never had roasted shishito peppers before, you'd probably get them at a local gastropub or something like that. If you know of a place that serves pork belly sliders, has IPAs on tap, and the waiters have long mustaches, they're probably going to serve roasted shishito peppers as an appetizer. And I highly suggest you try them. You're going to fall in love, and you're going to want to have one of these plants in your garden arsenal next year. So I give this a heat rating of less than 1. Just because you could get that 1 in every 5 that has a little bit of a kick, but it's nothing crazy. I'm sure everybody can handle these, no problem, especially when you roast peppers, the heat decreases. That about wraps it up for the shishito pepper. If you liked the video, please help me out. Hit my little logo right here when it pops up. It's my subscribe button. It really helps my channel. Give me a thumbs up. And as always, I'm Farmer George. Let's share and grow together. See ya.